You know, a lot can be said about the Shadow of War development cycle. Most of it, though, can't be said in this video because I would probably be deemed not advertiser friendly. Look, it's not my fault, I just really need Coca-Cola's ad revenue, so I hope you understand. But you know what? My intern Smorge is more well-versed in delicate dialogue than I am. He's also an orc, so it seems a bit appropriate given the topic at hand. Smorge, how would you describe the development cycle of Shadow of War?
Greedier than Gollum slobbering on a with the one ring attached to it.
Wow, okay then. Goodbye ad revenue. So since Shadow of War is just over a week from release, I thought it would be a good idea to go over some of the things I'm looking forward to, along with some of the stuff that has me looking paler than a dwarf's ankles. I assume dwarves don't wear shorts very often, which is why I said that. Does that make sense? This is 5 things about Shadow of War. Number 1. Alright, let's go ahead and get this one out of the way. There's microtransactions in Shadow of War. We're all gonna die! I've made my opinion on microtransactions very clear in the past, including a video on the ones in Shadow of War themselves. They suck. Monolith, though, is adamant that the loot crate system in Shadow of War won't impede those who don't spend extra money and prefer a single-player experience. Personally, I have my doubts. The loot crates will give you access to powerful orc followers, ruins, and more that can help you in the campaign, or can be used in a ranked Fortress Assault online mode. That mode sees your assigned orcs die permanently, which means that Glogmak the Fanny Flayer from your super duper loot crate may go bye-bye if you use that mode. And as I say this, there are people already typing in the comments that the mode and microtransactions are optional and they don't affect gameplay. I honestly feel that it's very unlikely the system has zero effect on the development process or balancing of the overall experience. There's little giveaways of that, like why do you think the game has a bigger emphasis on leveled loot this time around? It couldn't be because you get some of those weapons and ruins from those loot crates, absolutely not. Plus, it doesn't really bode well that Monolith want you to spend money to get better followers and items, which is like the entire point of the game. Are you saying I'm wasting my time, Monolith? Because I can gladly spend it somewhere else. Number 2, the combat's been turned up to 11. Yeah, I used the word turnt in 2017, sue me. I really enjoyed the combat in Shadow of Mordor. It was a basic Arkham style system, but it was executed extraordinarily well. But it did have a tendency to get old after a while. It looks like Monolith have taken the combat and added in a few new twists. New weapons like the spear have been implemented for the player character along with brand new skill trees. Talion as a character is much more capable this time around, and he can even move easier throughout the map with his new abilities. That really helps with combat, stealth, and running the hell away from that one orc with zero weaknesses whatsoever. That might not work every time though, because the orcs have also been equipped with all new loadouts and have access to new devastating combat abilities. So hopefully that, along with the addition of difficulty modes, will keep the combat feeling fresh for a lot longer. And now maybe Talion won't become an all-powerful god halfway through the game. Number 3, there are 3 different editions of the game, and that's still stupid no matter how many games do it. These days we're accustomed to seeing games released with the same class system as the 1820s. Buying the base version of Shadow of War will give you access to the main game without any additional benefits. You're also more likely to catch a deadly disease and die a horrible death while not learning how to read. If you're in the middle class though, the Silver Edition gives you some extra stuff because they know you're attracted to shiny objects. You get 2 new tribes of orcs that probably should have been in the base game, an epic sword, and some sort of war party. I don't know, it doesn't really go into detail about any of it, so your guess is as good as mine. Oh, and you also get a silver loot box because loot boxes are tiered and they want to make sure you know you got the 2nd place one. If you're a member of the 1% though, the gold edition's got everything from the silver edition, and oh, I guess that's what's in the war party. That would have been nice to know before. You also get the 2 planned DLC expansions for the game. It's basically a season pass model, but since we're not using that term anymore, they called it something else. And lastly, you get a gold loot box. I'm sure that's going to be worth the $130 Canadian. Why do digital copies cost $130? Number 4, the Nemesis System seems better than ever. One of the reasons that Shadow of War held my attention this year, despite WB trying its best to wipe it out of the galaxy, is because of the excellent Nemesis System from the last game. Now, for those that don't know, the Nemesis System is a fancy term for this orc might reappear and f fuck with your day. That can happen when you're traversing the world, during missions, when Talion's taking a dump in the woods, etc. The boss orcs that you face have their own personalities, along with flavor text that references certain traits they have, abilities, or if the player has performed certain actions when around them. It sounds simple enough, but it adds an extra level of immersion to the experience. It's something you can talk to Kevin about at the water cooler the next day. Coworker names may vary, you probably don't work with a Kevin, but if you do, tell him hi. There's also a cool addition from Shadow of Mordor that lets you import your biggest rival from the Nemesis system, along with that one OP orc that you branded and used to take out literally every boss in the game. Overall, the Nemesis system is really great, and I want more games to include similar ideas. Like a superhero game. Please make a superhero game. Number 5. The worlds are way bigger this time, and that could be a good thing or a terrible thing. The first game in the Middle-earth series was a great romp through two very distinct areas of Mordor. While these areas, particularly the forts, were well designed, their size made the scale of the game feel a little bit lacking, if I'm being honest. Shadow of War features a bigger worldscape that spans a greater part of Middle-earth. There are now 5 regions, with all of them being touted as larger than either of the areas in the original title. It's up for speculation as to what there is to do in these regions. Let's try to avoid collectathons in annoying places and magical radio towers. Please, no more radio towers. And while we're at it, you're not fooling anyone with the eagle in Assassin's Creed. It's clearly still a drone from Watch Dogs 2. I'm a bit concerned that with the larger maps comes more cookie-cutter assets, especially when regarding the forts. If I see one damn fort with the same layout as the others, WB's gonna have a very, very bad day. By that I mean I'll send them a passive-aggressive tweet, but we'll see what they fill it with, and I hope it's not annoying trite. Look, Shadow of War is an odd beast. The PR handling of the game has been disastrous to say the least, and WB really likes shooting itself in the foot. Hopefully, among all the stupid decisions and controversy, we still get a good product. It would really suck to see a franchise with so much potential get hampered by corporate greed. I might be being too hopeful, considering WB paid content creators and asked them not to disclose it when the last game came out. Yeah, I haven't forgot that either, mostly because you didn't offer me anything. So what do you think about Shadow of War? Are you gonna be picking it up, or are you waiting till reviews come out? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I am PattyJack. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day.